I think now, as I kind of look back on the film after it's already been all done, I think that I had an even greater experience on set than I did experiencing the film.
All right, what's up, everybody? Woo! It's going down. It's happening. So, welcome everyone. Wait. It's me.
Let's get this thing started. My name is Jeremy Knipe, director of photography, DP for the short film Simu. Simu is a script that Joy Numbison actually created at inception about 3 years ago and has refined that process throughout this whole time. And finally, we felt like it was ready to be worked on. He approached me maybe about a year ago with the first vision of the film. After we had been filming Captives and just had finished filming Captives together, he kind of came up to me, approached me about this idea called Simu, kind of revolving around this phone and the idea that this phone could be a companion for this person. And I thought the idea was really cool. Joy's always about sci-fi films, and so we kind of just went from there. I'd say about maybe 4 or 5 months prior to the film actually being shot was when we really started to work together on the storyboarding and the ideas and the visuals and all of those aspects of the film. My relationship with Joy Numbison has been great. It's been going on for years now, and it's just always an honor to be able to get to work with him. It's always, I know every time I'm working with him, it's the best of our two abilities put together to create something great. So it's always really exciting. But it couldn't stop there just with us two. Obviously, we needed other people to be a part of this to really help it excel and become a great short film in and of itself. So immediately, as director of photography, I thought of one other person in mind, and Joy as well, which is Matt Martin. And Matt Martin did an amazing job being our lighting technician, our chief lighting technician, and kind of directing the whole lighting setup and kind of determining what the scenes were going to look like visually, because we had a lot of transitions in this film between real life and what was supposed to be portrayed as a metaphor in the phone. And so we really needed Matt Martin's help to be able to bring this film to life with the lighting. One other big aspect of the film that we needed to be able to kind of incorporate into it was we needed the actress who portrayed Simu to be able to kind of feel and look technological. So it was a huge help being able to have Rob Vargas from Vargas Studios being able to design kind of Simu's look, design her ambiance and her being throughout the film, and really that helps sell the film, I think, from a director's perspective. I think beyond that, we got a lot of other really great talent. I mean, the actors and actresses. Ryan Woods is an amazing actor that we've gotten to work with before. Alba Rubio did a great job as Simu, and ultimately we had a great audio team behind us, a great set team behind us, a great costume team behind us, and all of that came together to produce an amazing short film. I'd never gotten to work on a set with 23 people being able to work on it all together on set and help bring this vision to life. So that was a really cool aspect of this film that I really enjoyed personally being able to do. So day 2 of set comes around. I'm super excited. A lot of people are really pumped to be there. Got a lot of energy going on throughout the day. We had a couple really cool shots that were especially fun to film, whether that was a shot of the window going through the car in which I kind of had to pass it to a second camera operator within the car, and then he had to continue to pass it through. Someone had to be over there to catch it on the other side. Just a couple different shots like that. And there was a lot of really cool compositions we got to play with throughout that whole day. But ultimately it came down to this one shot near the end of the day that was a particularly troublesome shot and a really challenging shot to get. And I think we had storyboarded it out in a certain way that we thought was going to work really well, but it just wasn't working quite as good in person, just because a lot of our technical capabilities and stuff like that. So we really had to work around this idea. And I think that's one of the things with an indie short film like this. You have a limited budget, right? And you have a lot of people that are waiting on you, and you have, a limited amount of time and days that you're able to shoot a film. And it's always such a struggle to be able to pick that line between perfecting it and being able to, move on when the time goes for it. So with this particular shot, we had done it, I think, like 7 or 8 times on set. I came back at the end of the night just to review the footage to make sure everything was good before heading into the next day on set, and it just wasn't there. It just wasn't what we had hoped that it was going to be. So the next day we kind of had to improvise, recreate the shot in a different type of way, and just make the best of what we could. And I think that really is part of the journey and experience on an indie film, and with the limited budget like what we have. At the end of the day though, I was really happy with how this shot turned out. We were able to do a lot of post-processing to make it look really good. I think kind of achieve the effect that we wanted, and a lot of sound design with the soundtrack designer, who is my brother, did an amazing job on the film. And I think it turned out pretty well at the end of the day.
So please, what are you gonna do? You're trying to scare me? You're not gonna do anything, and you know why? Because I am all you have left.
So day 3 of shooting comes around, and it was really cool because in the morning we had this scene that we wanted to film outside, kind of like a farewell scene, kind of like the scene that gives hope throughout this whole dark, dreary film. And the days leading up to it had been cloudy and foggy in the mornings, which was awesome. It actually gave us the perfect effect that we were wanting for most of the film. But for this outro scene, we were really hoping to get something that feels a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more bright and stuff like that. And the weather wound up being beautiful and gorgeous that morning. We got a beautiful sunrise, got to be able to just get the shots that we were looking for. And I think it was just God's little way of just throwing in a little nugget for us, like, hey, you've been doing good. Here's a little reward for your good work. So I think that was really awesome, a really, really great morning.
I really appreciate all your help. Oh, it's all good, bro. Really.
Leading up to the climax scene that we were actually going to shoot that night to finish that night out, we had planned for maybe about 6-8 hours on set to go till midnight that night. Wow, that scene was just a struggle. It was difficult and it was challenging, but it turned out so well. And I think we had such a great time on set, just being able to bond as a team and just getting to figure out how to capture this climax scene best. There was one shot in particular that I know for me was extra tricky, having to run around and nail focus, pulling focus just so much within that shot. And it was an extended shot where things were just moving and crazy, and we had to very tightly choreograph all of our movements between the 2 actors involved in that scene, me and the boom operators behind me. And it really was a challenging shot, but it turned out so great, and I was so happy with the results of that shot. There was one other shot that I really liked as well, in which we kind of had to do a craning shot where kind of took the gimbal and kind of pulled it over his head as he kind of screams up towards the ceiling, and that shot turned out really great as well, and ultimately wound up being the cover art for the film as a whole. So that climax scene was just so fun to film, and I think we just had a great time that night, just wrapping it up all together and just having a great 3-day experience on set all together.
Simu.
I think now, as I kind of look back on the film after it's already been all done, I think that I had an even greater experience on set than I did experiencing the film. Like, it was just a phenomenal thing to be able to take part in, and I think that it's definitely one of the most proud accomplishments that I've had in my career and possibly even in my life. It was such a great experience.
Hey guys, I'm here with Simu's cast and crew, and would like to officially invite you to join us in 48 hours for the premiere of our film. We'll be waiting for you this Friday, March 12th at 6 p.m. All right, guys, Simu on 3. 1, 2, 3. Simu!
I'm just so thankful for everyone who was a part of this film, all the people who helped make it possible, the producers who invested into the film, the cast, the crew, and everyone who helped bring this vision to life, to Joy for creating this idea, this script. And I think Simu will definitely be a milestone that I remember in my career and my journey as a videographer. I hope this inspires people to get out there, create stuff with whatever their resources are, and just be inspired to be able to pursue the passions that they love to do.